All right, let's turn things over to Jackie for the forecast this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I mean, we're off to a frigid start, so let's get right to what we're tracking here in the Weather Center. Just make sure you are all bundled up before you head out the door this morning. We're talking about those temperatures feeling like we're in the teens and 20s still at this point. Thankfully, we will be tracking the sunshine. We'll be breezy too, and with that wind, that'll make it feel a little bit colder overall through the day today. But I'm saying today, very similar to what we saw yesterday. So if you were okay with yesterday's weather, you'll be okay with it today. If it wasn't okay with you yesterday, then you're not going to be okay with today's weather. As we get towards later on tomorrow evening, though, tomorrow night, I should say, we will be tracking a cold front swinging through. That cold front will be bringing some sort of precipitation, looking like mainly snow back out towards the mountains late Wednesday night into Thursday. Could even see a little bit of that snow mixing in for north central Maryland, but then that quickly exits, and we're looking at the rest of your Thursday dry, but turning very windy. That wind will again make it very cold out there, or at least feel much colder out there as we look ahead towards later in the day Thursday, and certainly a colder end to the week as well. Speaking of cold, this is what we're looking at out there right now. Temperatures at this 8 o'clock hour still holding into the teens. Manassas, Culpeper, Woodstock as well. We're into those middle 20s in Hagerstown, right the freezing mark in D.C. at this point. When you factor in that wind, it is quite gusty at some points in the morning. Wind chills right now, those are into the teens and 20s across the board. Right now in D.C., you're feeling like just 26 degrees, 24 in Annapolis, 22 is what it feels like in Lexington Park, but we're feeling like the teens from Hagerstown to Martinsburg at this point in the morning. Later on today, what can you expect? Well, we're looking at that sunshine, but it's going to be cold out there. We'll see high temperatures climbing in the lower 40s, but likely by 1 p.m., it's still going to feel like we're into the lower 30s. And then by 5 p.m., a little bit after sunset is at 4:46. Temperatures start to drop back into the upper 30s, but it'll likely feel like we're getting closer towards those upper 20s by that point. So again, highs today, upper 30s to lower 40s, but it'll likely feel like we're into the 30s through much of the afternoon. And later on this evening, after sunset, starting to feel like we're back into the 20s. We do have this disturbance up towards just to the north of our area, right around the Great Lakes region. That's still continuing to aid in some of that lake effect snow that's continuing to fall across parts of Pennsylvania and upstate New York. But back here locally, still tracking the dry conditions. We're watching that system over towards Canada, and that system will be bringing us that cold front, that strong, potent cold front that we'll see as that swings through the area late Wednesday and into early Thursday. That's it to the timing of that. By 10 p.m. Wednesday, there's that cold front approaching the region, and that'll be bringing us that threat for some of that wintry precipitation, especially back over towards the mountains. Now, it will be tough for that system to work its way across the Alleghenies and then closer towards the I-95 corridor. So if anything, we're still looking at that best chance for rain, but there is that possibility for some snow mixing in. But not only that, we will be tracking that wind picking up too with this system. So looking at those gusty winds, and that wind is still with us in the wake of that system. So any of that precipitation will slide out mid to late morning. So by that morning commute time frame, looks like most of that precipitation should be out of here. By 9 o'clock in the morning, we have that wind picking up mainly out of the west, and that wind will likely be sustained 20 to 30 miles per hour, some wind gusts stronger than that. So Thursday, we turn windy after some of that precipitation early on in the day, and we also dry things out with some more sunshine. Then turning even colder as we look ahead towards Friday, highs upper 30s that day. And it looks like Saturday will be the cooler of the 2 weekend days, lower 40s that day, back in the 50s as early as Sunday. And we're seeing those 50s sticking around to start off that next work week, Monday. But we're tracking that rain returning to the area as well.
All right, your time.